If you're charitably minded and want to give more strategically and not just spontaneously, there is a powerful tool that you've got to consider adding to your financial toolbox. It's like a mini foundation, but far easier to manage. I'll explain that and more coming up. Still what I would call a little known secret in both the giving strategy world and the tax planning world, the donor advised fund could just be that next powerful tool to turn your giving into a very powerful tax planning strategy as well. Specifically over these next 4 years, as we now know that the state and local tax cap, the SALT cap, if you're itemizing your deductions, just got raised from $10,000 to $40,000, but just for the next 4 years before it reverts back to 10 grand. If that change specifically is leading you to believe that, yeah, I think I'm going to itemize my deductions this year and for these next 4, oh my goodness, possibly it makes sense right now for you to implement the donor advised fund as part of your giving strategy so that you can optimize your itemized deductions. So in this video, I want to cover the basics of what a donor advised fund is, a few of the key benefits, what are the big attractions, why you need to consider it, as well as 5 key considerations when it comes to implementing the donor advised fund. So first, what is it? What's a donor advised fund? Well, it is a charitable giving account that's set up through a public charity. But this isn't just like any public charity. This is a public charity that also has an investment management wing. So Fidelity Charitable is one of them. This is the Fidelity Charitable side of that big brokerage. Schwab Charitable is another one. And there's several others that are public charities that open these donor advised accounts. Once you open your donor advised fund, you then make a charitable contribution to that fund and receive an immediate tax deduction in the year that you make that donation. Then those dollars are in that donor advised fund, which you still oversee. You get to choose how to invest those dollars, how to manage those dollars, and then when to distribute those dollars and make that end donation to the 501c3 charity of your choice. Think of it like a charitable checking account, but this checking account, you have the opportunity to invest it and grow it until you're ready to disperse the funds. So that's what it is and how it works. What are the key benefits of the donor advised fund? First, the big one is the immediate tax deduction on your contribution. You open up this donor advised fund, this charitable checking account, this investment account, and then when you make a donation, when you make a contribution, when you make a transfer into that donor advised fund, that's the time that you get the charitable deduction. That's when it lands on your tax return as a gift, as a donation, as a charitable contribution. So going back to being strategic with your itemized deductions. If you believe, yep, I'm going to itemize this year, or if you look and say, you know, I've got a really high income year this year. I received a bonus I wasn't expecting, or I received some sort of payout, sold a property, something like that. I've got a high income year. I would love to be able to optimize and really stack my contributions, my donations in one year so I can get an immediate tax deduction, tax write-off. The donor advised fund is a vehicle to help you do that. The second benefit is it offers tax efficient giving. Not only can you make a donation, a transfer, a contribution of cash into your donor advised fund, one of the huge benefits is transferring appreciated stock or even closely held property or businesses into a donor advised fund. That's a little bit more complicated, have a little bit of special footwork involved there, but you can do that. It's not just a requirement that you've got to contribute or donate cash. You can donate appreciated property. For example, say you owned Apple stock outside of a Roth IRA, an IRA, 401k, outside of a tax shelter, just in an individual account. You own some Apple stock and it's appreciated in value, and you say, well, I can sell this investment, and when I do, I'd have to pay capital gains on it, and then I can donate that cash to a charity, to the church, or to a cause that you care about, or I can donate a couple of shares of Apple stock into my donor advised fund. In doing so, you're not selling it and having to realize the capital gain. You are getting a deduction in the year that you make that donation, that transfer. You're getting a deduction for the full market value, not just your how much your tax basis is on that Apple stock, but the full market value. You're getting a tax deduction on that. And then within that donor advised fund, you can continue to hold it as Apple stock and see and have it appreciate, or you could sell that Apple stock then, and there wouldn't be any capital gains tax on that because it's held within this charitable giving account. This is really where the strategy gets involved with your giving plan and weaving it together with your tax plan. It keeps more of your money going towards causes, not to taxes. And then a third key benefit is the donor advised fund offers flexible timing, where you can make this donation, a contribution, all in one year, again, in a high income year, or strategically because you think, I think I'm going to itemize this year or for these next couple. So how can I stack my donations all in one year to take the full advantage of this itemized deduction? But I'm not ready to release all of these funds to the end charity all at one time because I don't want their cash flow to be super lumpy. I don't want there to have this stigmatism that if I make a big donation one year, I now need to do that each and every year. I'd love to get the tax benefit in one year, but then have flexibility in the timing at which I release those dollars to the end charity. That's another key benefit of the donor advised fund. You can have dollars stay within that donor advised fund, even invested into different investments, either a diversified portfolio, individual stocks. That will depend a little bit on the custodian that you use, but you've got flexible choices, or just leaving it in cash. But it's up to you as to when you want to release those dollars to the end charity of your choice. You can do that all in one year, or you can do that over a couple of years, over 3 years, do an annual gift and have it like a foundation and perpetuate that giving. You've got a lot of flexibility on the end transfer of those dollars. If you think that the donor advised fund is something that you should take advantage of in your financial life, 5 considerations. 1, I already mentioned, it allows you to bunch your charitable donations and your contributions all into a single year or into a couple of years. This is a significant benefit that can help you optimize your itemized deductions and plan for the SALT cap or other changes going on in the tax law. So it allows for easy bunching of your charitable contributions. Second, it simplifies your record keeping when you're trying to gather all your documents for your taxes. Where did you end up making charitable donations? Did I remember all of the receipts? Oh, one of them was mailed to me, one of them was emailed. There's another one that I need to log into their site and download my giving statement. It removes all of that, because all you need to track for your taxes is how much did you donate and contribute into your donor advised fund. You can easily log into your donor advised fund, print out that statement, and all on one statement, you've got your full record keeping of all of your donations for the year. Keep in mind, donations or contributions, transfers into your donor advised fund, those are irrevocable. Once you transfer money into it, you can't say, I shouldn't have transferred that much. I shouldn't have done 15,000. I should have only done 5,000. Let me transfer 10 grand back over to my joint account or to my checking account. Can't do that. Those donations are completed. Those gifts or transfers are completed. They're irrevocable. You can't bring them back. Also keep in mind that you can only transfer dollars from your donor advised fund to a qualifying 501c3 organization. We get this question from time to time. Well, hey, can I give dollars to family members or to my kids or grandkids from my charitable account? No, these are a qualifying charity. It's a qualified donation, so it needs to go to a qualifying 501c3. And then final consideration is, right now I'm recording this in the fourth quarter of 2025, where a lot of people are starting to think about their year-end giving. The donor advised fund can be a very, very helpful tool when it comes to your year-end giving. When it's aligned with your year-end tax planning and you're thinking of, well, causes that you want to donate and where you want to get your donation so that you can optimize your itemized deductions, having those dollars going into your donor advised fund can be very, very efficient. That's what a donor advised fund is, the key benefits, and a few considerations for you to determine, well, does this make sense for your financial life? Work with your certified financial planner. Make sure that financial planner is certified and they're doing comprehensive financial planning, looking at all 6 areas of your financial life. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or send us an email, info@korhorn.com. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.